Good morning, sir. How are you?
By yourself?
Any questions I can answer for you?
I'm just taking a look to see what you got.
Okay, perfect. At Kaleidoscape, we make a movie server for the home.
Okay.
We make a Premiere series, which is basically a completely modular system. We've got servers and players.
Okay.
And this is our all-in-one set-top box for Cinema One. So what we do is, rather than have you have a beautiful home theater where you've got 15 feet of CDs, DVDs, and Blu-rays, you copy them onto the server, but it's not going to rip the disc, it's not going to compress the data at all. So it's full CD, full DVD, full Blu-ray quality.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, you have a collection where everything is available on the screen. You are also able to get all this information. Every time you insert a disc or import a movie, we send you the metadata. All of this data is created in-house by our movie guide team.
Okay.
So we know, we will tell you what the movie's about, we tell you the aspect ratio. And are you doing a lot of high-end home theater stuff?
At home now, yeah.
Okay. So one thing that's interesting is, I'm not sure, do you happen to have the automated masking for your screen?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so as you can imagine, if you've got a screen and you're watching Casablanca, which is 4:3,
yeah,
you're going to have an unused portion of the screen.
That's right, yeah.
It's not the worst thing in the world. You still got a big screen, but it can reflect light.
That's right, yeah.
So a lot of times people will say, okay, I just want the motorized masking with felt covers to come in. We will tell your automation system when you're playing a movie what the aspect ratio is.
Okay.
Nobody else in the world does that. So you always have to go and say, okay, I'm watching Casablanca. I need to be 4:3.
Okay.
We do it automatically. All of this information can be exposed to your automation system. Okay. So you can really do, it depends on how good your programmer.
Okay.
So you could set this up where every time you watch an action movie, you bump your subwoofer to 2 dB, if you wanted to. But the real result is that when you come home from work and you want to watch a movie, you don't have to deal with all the discs. You don't have to start, looking through all the piles of stuff. Everything's right here. So you can scroll through your entire collection. If I stop on, let's just see what I happen to have here. Shining. If I stop on The Wizard of Oz. What it will do is it will tell me about that movie. Everything will then shuffle, and it'll show me movies that I own that are similar in genre or part of the same series.
Okay.
If I had Star Wars, for example, I would see all the Star Wars movies.
Okay.
What's cool about this is I say, okay, I want to watch a Harry Potter movie. I can hit OK. I go down to play movie, and I hit go. We have already set a bookmark at the first frame of the movie.
Okay.
So you can find the movie in seconds, and you can get to the first frame of the movie in seconds. Okay. So we'll save you about 15 minutes of menu time for every movie you watch.
Okay.
We've also set some cool stuff where we can go through, let me see, this is a good one. Maybe you don't want to watch this whole movie today, but we have bookmarked and named every song that's in this movie.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you just want to watch the Augustus Gloop one, you can go straight to it and you can hit play.
Okay.
The last piece of the puzzle, good and odd little movie. I was watching with my daughter, and she's digging it, and she watched it again now she's 13, and she's like, this is dark. She didn't know how dark it was the first time. Yeah. But then the cool piece, and this is where things get really fun, is I can go into this and say, okay, I don't want to watch this whole movie even though it's fantastic. We have already bookmarked the good parts.
Yep.
So if you want to watch just this part to impress your buddies, you can get to it.
Okay.
So our goal is to make sure that you do have access to pieces. Okay. Because when you've got these beautiful chairs like you got in there from the folks at Fortress, and everything's connected with the bitwise automation, it's all perfect. You want it now.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people over in the North and South Hollywood Convention Center that can give you movies now, but they're horribly compressed. So we're saying, okay, how can we give you that convenience? We've been doing this for like 9 years.
Okay.
What's new from us really is that we do have a single unit device that starts right around 4,000.
Okay.
And then the last piece of the puzzle for this show is the fact that this is a limited edition version of Cinema One. It will come preloaded with these movies.
Okay.
We've got an online store where you can download full Blu-ray quality movies. We've selected 50 of them, anything from Citizen Kane all the way through Hunger Games, kind of as a starter kit.
Okay. So you guys thought of integrating with like ultraviolet?
We already are.
You already are?
Yes.
Okay.
So right now, ultraviolet playback on a 12-foot screen, we don't think it's quite there yet. However, every movie you buy from our Kaleidoscape store, you do get the ultraviolet copy.
Okay.
So when you're home, you watch the Blu-ray quality version.
Yeah.
When you're in the airport, you fire a Flickster and watch the ultraviolet copy.
Okay.
And you get those free. What's also nice is with the Kaleidoscape store, you create an account, you link that account to your Kaleidoscape system. The beauty is, every time you're shopping, the store knows what movies you own.
Yep.
So you're not going to accidentally buy the movie 12 times.
Okay.
Now, if you want to buy 2001 12 times, it's America. I will sell it to you with a smile on my face every time.
Absolutely.
But if you happen to like Kubrick, you can type in Kubrick. We'll show you every movie we sell.
Yeah.
If you just say, look, I love Kubrick, hit buy all, we will only sell you the movies you don't have.
Okay.
So that, with Kubrick, there's like 10 movies, it's not that hard. But you know, like Clint Eastwood, there's a lot of stuff that maybe you didn't know he directed, you didn't know he starred in.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, because you're probably finding a good 5 or 6.
So what about getting in bed earlier with the studios, and so provide us even richer metadata?
Exactly.
Right.
So the metadata we have, but we're talking to them about unique content right now.
Yeah,
So right
okay.
now we're working with the folks at Warner Brothers and Lionsgate. We have their titles in the store.
Okay.
We're talking to all other studios.
Okay.
Some people, some of the folks that do a lot of TV work, they are saying, well, we've got content that we've kind of used sporadically as promo, as webinars. Would you be interested in it? Yes, we would, of course. So these are some things that are very, very interesting.
Cool.
And of course, right now, we've had a couple of titles that had been on our store before they were at retail at full Blu-ray quality, once or twice.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to say, hey, we've got the same day that in the theaters. That's not going to happen for a long time. That's a whole different world.
Yeah.
But we're doing some nice things. So typically, titles will be on our store almost always exactly the same day they're available at retail on disc.
Okay.
We've had, I think, 1 or 2 titles where we have been a day behind. And that was simply because the copy we were going to get, they just couldn't get through their system in time in the studio.
Okay.
They apologized very nicely on the next release by giving us a week advance notice. So, it's people. Sometimes things happen, but almost always we're there.
Okay.
So now things we're looking to do later down the road. Right now, I don't have a pre-order capability on the store. That will be coming. Okay. So say, okay, this movie's coming out, we'll have that. We also have reviews from Rotten Tomatoes built into the store. So as you're browsing titles, you can see what the reviews are.
Okay.
Something that we will be implementing down the road is the ability for our customers to say, look, if it's sci-fi and the Rotten Tomatoes rating is above 80, I just want it. Just sell it to me automatically. And that's a unique feature of the store, is that we can, because we're dealing with a system where we know what the movies are, it's a little bit different than what you're doing on Amazon. Amazon can occasionally track what you purchased and what you looked at, but a lot of purchases are gifts for other people.
Yeah.
We can see what's on your system. Okay. So it's a nice piece like that. And then the last piece of the puzzle in the store is a very nice deal we have with a lot of the studios, where maybe the world has changed. Perhaps you bought 2001, some of the Lord of the Rings movies on DVD before you had a Blu-ray player.
Yep.
And you're really not interested in spending under $30. The store looks at it and says, oh, you've got 2001 on DVD. We'll sell you the HD quality, the Blu-ray quality download for $5.99, and you get the ultraviolet.
Okay.
So a lot of pieces moving, but the store is really changing the model for us.
Okay. So are you integrating like advertising into the platform, or is that?
We are not yet. Our feeling is, I would like to have a recommendation engine built in if you want it, but for advertising we're not going to. We're dealing with a high-end product for a high-end clientele, and when they're in their theater, if these guys are spending $60,000 to $1 million on their home theater, they don't want commercials. But there are places where you may want to turn recommendations on. For example, if you watch 3 of the old Planet of the Apes movies, if we start working with that studio, by the way, we do have the other ones. If you home one of the Lord of the Rings movies, you may want the system to say, hey, by the way, while you're watching this, would you like us to go and download the other 2 for you?
Right. Okay.
So recommendations for sure will be coming, but advertisements I don't know what we're doing.
Okay. Who do you have in mind to use as a rectal engine, or are you going to build that on your own?
Building everything on. Yeah, it's all there, and we have a lot more data than we're exposing right here.
Okay.
So there's certain things we can do. one of the things we might be able to do is also, we've got the algorithms in place right now where we can look at the collection of movies that you have, and we can scour the world for other Kaleidoscape systems and say, okay, based on, not really what you're watching, because that's really different, but based on the movies that you own, there are other people who have very similar tastes. So, and this movie may not be popular in the big scheme of things, but people who like the movies you like also like this. So it'll be certain things where, I wouldn't walk out to the world and recommend that everybody in this building go out and get The Kids Are All Right, the documentary about the Who. But, if I'm talking to 5 guys who all are big Beatles, Pink Floyd, and Who fans, say, guys, you really might dig this movie. So I think that's going to be a good one.
Okay, cool. Actually, you guys come in and we can do a deeper dive.
Okay.
I'm in San Jose. So.
Perfect.
Do you have a card?
I sure do. And we're down in Sunnyvale. So it's real easy. You can come by the office and go from there.
Sounds good. Excellent. Thanks.
Good talking to you. Thanks very much.
Bye. And we can use our brand new community.
Of course,
and that's a big step up. So it's not fun on consumers.
Keep it on our website.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Okay. Google Maps. Where's the local Atlas?
Right.
I'm like, I know there's one in Linwood.
Well, we offer customers Amazon, but Linwood's a little bit far north. But I guess, if they want to really try it out, and you think if they go, they'd walk away and say, wow, that was a different experience. Really? Yeah. So they walk out of it saying, wow,
it's completely different theatrical experience.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some movies more than
Oh, sure.
No. Really?
距離が狭かったね。
Okay, so this is a robotic platform for learning, the swivel, and it's an accessory for your mobile device that allows you to, well, it works with iOS and Android devices, and it's essentially your own personal cameraman. There's a sensor in this remote right here that runs off of infrared, ray, and RF technology, and it will track where I'm going, keep me in frame. It also has a tilt option, so I can control the tilt of it. And there are three aspects to the swivel. There's the robot itself, and then there is the swivel app, which allows you to integrate PowerPoint into your video. So a lot of professors and teachers are using this right now to capture their lectures, and then they can upload them to the swivel app and share with their students through the swivel cloud. And then you don't need to use the app and the cloud. You can actually Skype with this, you can FaceTime with this, just using the robot itself. You can also hook up your DSLR camera to it. And there's a separate application that you can download that allows you to automate the device, so you can do time-lapse photography and that kind of thing. So it's very cool. Anyone want to work or have any questions?
Yeah. Cool.
For right now, yes, but you can use it in a business as well for professional development, for training, meetings, that kind of thing.
So you do the conference setting, who do the teacher or the teacher?
The teacher. Teachers are also giving it to their students for, let's say, they're practicing a presentation. They can kind of review, their errors and how they can improve.
Okay. So the collab tool, it's an impromptu cameraman for a collab meeting.
Absolutely. So you don't need somebody there. You don't need to hold the camera yourself. You don't need somebody there to hold it for you. It just will automatically follow.
And you have your own app that runs on the device that connects to the
remote.
The remote. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can
$299, and that's with 1 year free cloud service. The cloud service, it takes about 100 minutes of video, so you can upgrade to more storage space if you want. Absolutely, like you can. It saves the recording on your mobile device. So if you want to upload it to your computer or to YouTube, that's your choice. You can do whatever you want with it. There's a button on this app that allows you. You just press the button and it uploads for you. You're welcome. Have a good day.
Where are you guys located?
San Carlos.
Okay.
So it's a little south of San Francisco, where you from? Up to San Jose, so you know where San Carlos is. Most people are like, I don't know where that is.
All right, cool. I'll get you guys to come in.
Great.
And we can do item on all of the cards. But
It's only available on our website right now.
Have you been here since the beginning?
So right now, only us. But we will be able to have more professional.
That's good. That's cool.
behind it, and I love that. I want to get a mirror in my house.
Hey, do you have a Fubu in your bag?
Yeah, forget it.
No. One in Miami. Price is it going to be? No, runners.
Yeah, same look.
Smart in the sense that it's really quality of service smart. Smart as an application. Well, eventually application.
I'm just thinking it's pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, it's. I guess all the screens are a little bewildering. I mean, basically, what we're showing is what we call a smart gateway. It's kind of a next generation home gateway concept using our new internet processor.
Okay.
It's a device based on the Snapdragon core processor.
Okay.
But instead of focusing on mobile and graphics, it's really focused on networking. So we've combined that application engine with a networking subsystem that can can offload and process multiple gigabits per second, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, other network, LAN traffic. And what we're doing with the, what's that? Yeah, yeah. This is just a reference for the show, but yeah, basically it's a device. What we're showcasing here is just a variety of applications. We have 4 different applications running on the device, just to showcase some of its capabilities. And again, the vision of having a gateway that does more than just pass packets. So we have an application we call Stream Boost, which is doing some traffic shaping, making sure you're getting the absolute maximum performance and best experience out of the broadband connection. It's also collecting a lot of data and statistics. This is not so much for consumers, but you can imagine for service providers interested in collecting information about their networks and how they're being used. We're showing 3, since it's a Linux-based platform, we're showing 3 partners who have integrated their networking application onto the platform. Custodio is a parental control application. Again, it makes a lot of sense to have that running in a central place in your network. The second one we have is a company that does a media sharing service, kind of a MyCloud type of device. They typically would ship you a device that you would plug into the back of your router and then plug a hard drive into. And this device basically gives you the service of being able to access that content outside your home or back up your mobile devices. Like when you're at CES, it's downloading pictures. They've been able to basically do away with this and integrate the software onto the router. The third one is a partnership with Akamai, who's in the business of content delivery. They put a content positioning engine, a caching engine, onto the router. And the idea is now they're moving their content positioning all the way to the edge into the home. And so they can make smart decisions based on your behavior, your watching patterns, what they can pre-cache to have available for you quicker and frankly be more efficient. They can do that at off-peak times.
So how effective has this become in a world that is increasingly becoming encrypted content, encrypted traffic, period, because of things like PRISM and the NSA? Right, so
you mean like how detection?
Yeah, so I mean,
all this is done on encrypted flows.
This is all encrypted flows right now?
It's all encrypted flows right now. We can't, deep packet inspection doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
You can't open the packet. So the fact is, no, our detector engine is all based on gathering statistic, or metrics on the flows. Right, and through those metrics, basically building confidence into, identifying what the flow is. So, we're able to, it's accurate to the extent we can, tell the difference between a YouTube 480 and 1080, and then apply the appropriate amount of bandwidth for that flow.
So you'd be able to say on a computer, be able to determine the difference between a page loading on YouTube for the first time and a stream starting.
And again, this is primarily, it's run on the router. It's centralized, so it's obviously the termination point of the broadband connection. So it's able to, within whatever bandwidth you have, 5, 10, 20, 30 megabits. Again, its job is to try to, when there are moments of contention, where we have multiple applications fighting for that overall bandwidth, is give them the appropriate amount of bandwidth.
Giving quality of service. So it's primarily, there's no, so is there a modem built into it, or it's just a router, an advanced switch, and the cable access or the fiber access is sort of plugged into it, or are you going to plug like the tuner in there?
As it's shown here, it's an Ethernet router gateway. We have models that integrate LTE, VDSL, mainly focused initially at telco providers.
Cool, very cool. I like it.
And what do you do for Cisco?
I'm in the corporate technology group. So we're out looking for disruptive technologies in a wide variety of areas. My area of focus is in sort of next-gen media and entertainment, right? Video, and what have you, and everything that attaches to it. Right. So things like managing quality of service in a home, right? All the way from, what do we need to do on the production side, right? So building the connecting blocks between all of that so you can deliver a truly next-gen user experience, right, is where I'm looking for interesting startups, interesting investments, drive some thought leadership, work with partners, all of that.
Okay. I'm also based in San Jose.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm responsible for product management for our networking business. So,
really neat. You got a card. I have a card off here.
Yeah.
I'm all out, unfortunately. I underestimated.
Yeah. That can be done.
Right.
So, by the way, we are engaged with a number of divisions within Cisco
I'm not
on,
surprised,
we'll call it connected home service provider as well as enterprise-based products using the internet processor, obviously for different domains. These are very much of more of a consumer and service provider focused set of applications. But the other thing that I didn't mention was, again, because we're using a lot of the DNA from our mobile world, the power of performance is absolutely world-class for this market.
I would expect nothing less.
So that's one of the big selling features of this internet processor is, being able to work off a PoE budget or in a home gateway, get into these smaller form factors that frankly are becoming quite thermally challenged.
Yeah, I prototyped something like this about 10 years ago back at Nortel, where we were looking at how do we bring network applications, push them out into the home, right? So service provider apps, as well as carving out space for the consumer to run their own apps on a gateway, right? Being able to plug and play whatever features or functionality you wanted, right? So a gateway similar to this, which does a lot of things, and it's data enabled, analytics rich, So it's 10 years too early, but it happens.
Well, and pieces are starting to come together. Like anything, it's I don't know if you had a chance to go through the connected home. You've probably seen similar concepts. I mean, in addition to this platform, we're also focusing on, one of the big issues of connected home is just the sheer fragmentation of all the different devices, OSs. How do you get a light bulb and a television to be somehow interrelated?
The translation layer.
Yeah, and we have a technology we call AllJoin, which as of December we've pushed into the open community in the All Scene Alliance. So that's part of the answer. It's solving a different logical layer of the problem in a very
It has to be done. It has to be done.
So that comes pre-integrated. The AllJoin agent comes pre-integrated in our software developer scan for all of these gateways.
Very cool. Cool.
So, all right.
Good talking to you.
Thanks for your time.
Does well. Does it actually work?
Yep.
Put a finger in?
Yes, it's on this side, so you push it from here.
Yeah. How am I doing today?
So what we show here is this the white guy. It's pretty much the product that Qualcomm provides. And it's a medical router for medical devices. All kinds of devices can route their data through there. To the internet.
So there's a special certification process.
Yeah, we are a class 1 MDDA device, so with FDA. We also keep a compliance. Both this guy and the cloud itself.
Yeah, the different. Cool. So how does this go towards assisted living Right, so this would be installed in a home?
Yeah, exactly. It's the primary use case is for grandma who doesn't want to care about the applications or doesn't want to think about technology much. It's a plug and play, so you just put it into your outlet and it's ready to go.
Okay. Very cool. Is it an app I can download and try?
It's not for consumer use. It's a business to business.
Business to business. So, I can help.
So this is just showpiecing. These are just prototypes to show that technology works. What we do is we actually sell this to another company, and then they can white label it and do whatever they want.
Cool. All right, thank you.
Power management. Click on it. Click on it.
Foreign object.
This is we're not that far in. This is a wireless charging for electric vehicles.
Okay.
An electric car.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of plugging it in, you could charge it wirelessly.
Okay.
So you just drive over the pad.
Yeah.
There's a pad on the vehicle, something along these lines.
Okay.
And you transfer the energy from the pad here to the pad on the vehicle using magnetic induction.
Yeah. So how long would it take to, say, charge a Tesla?
Well, the Tesla's got an 65 or an 85 kilowatt hour battery.
Yeah.
So simple
20 kilowatts, simple math.
Simple math, take 20 kilowatts and divide it by 85, so that means 8 hours.
Okay. 4 hours. Very cool.
What's that?
C'est pour la voiture? Non.
So one of the things that you have to do when you demonstrate throwing objects is that you have to be able to turn the system off if you get any magnetic any metal in the magnetic field.
Yeah.
And so we detect like a coin, turn the system off, send you a text message saying,
Something on the pad.
and this is interesting because this is coffee made, but it's got foil.
Yeah.
So that could actually heat up and catch fire.
Ah, okay.
Safety feature.
So the red indicates something flammable, probably.
Well, it indicates just how much impact it's having. The electric is quite a disruption to the magnetic field.
Okay.
And so charging electric cars. Oh, charging cars.
Wirelessly charging.
Wireless.
Induction.
Yeah, the Nissan Leaf was supposed to have this, wasn't it? This year or
Well, I think that we said that this technology will be in production cars.
Ils ont acheté Fio Rose. Nice.
Very cool. And of course you put this along highways.
And then you've got dynamic charging, you can charge while you're
As you drive.
driving.
So did you see
Or the traffic lights,
Yeah.
the red stop, charge for a minute or so.
Yeah. Sounds like something, yeah. Very cool. Super cool, thanks.
Hey, how's it going, Jason? When we had the Apple stock in 2000 was like $7 a share before the iPod. On the average, vested interest rates, amortization is augmented reality.
Oh yeah.
We've got a little demo here. It's part of a larger scale thing we do a couple times a day over there, but we're, rather than like a 2D marker, we're tracking this whole thing. Augmentation. Yeah. And then also we
Gentlemen, your admirers are over here. So this one frame still short now. It's showing the transition.
And really what you can kind of see that these guys fly around the frame, not just overlaid on top. And so these don't have a depth camera yet, but we're looking towards that future.
Okay.
It's a true 3D augmentation.
Okay.
This is all part of this story world based on a young adult novel called It's all about like a fantastical what if Darwin discovered genetic engineering.
Okay.
Instead of an industrial revolution, we had a biological revolution. So
Cool. So what are you guys seeing as the commercial application for this?
Well, I think there's definite stuff in terms of manufacturing and construction where you can, once you have, especially with the depth camera, once that's embedded, you can recognize objects, get maintenance stuff, all that kind of thing. I think from the content side, there's a lot of educational possibilities. And also potentially with this specific type of like almost fantastical content and non-human creatures, we're kind of wondering, I don't know where we'll go, but wondering about, applications for people with autism and how, they can interact with these augmented characters and, learn social behaviors and that kind of stuff, maybe in a less high pressure way.
Okay. Very cool.
Nice. We have 2 in 1.
So how long has this been in development? Or?
Well, I'm with the School of Cinematic Arts in USC.
Okay.
And we've been partnered with Intel for a year and a half, 2 years.
Year and a half, okay.
And we really have put this down. The problem with a lot of things is they break down when the light conditions change. We've been developing off of this world by this author.
Okay.
And we've been building out the world. And so we do a variety of applications with the world. And that's kind of the philosophy of the lab that I'm in there, world building media lab. So it's world first. So we build these virtual worlds first with logic, publishing it, and structure, and then we look at all the stories. So luckily here, the story is kind of an extension of the world, but we do full virtual reality with, the headset, walking around, and we go on the whale, the flying whale. So, our directive is more entertainment oriented, but through the course of looking at high-end cinematic applications, you put the chips and the hardware, and that's kind of our.
So are you guys seeing a desire from, let's say, next-gen content providers who are saying, okay, no, we've got great 3D technology, we've got great, augmented glasses, technology. How do we build a broadcast environment around it? Have you guys seen that?
Well, that's what we're looking at our lab, for sure. We do an experience, the next one's not till 5:30, but over there where it starts as a cinematic experience. So there's a whale flying around on the screen, and then it's like, okay, let's lift up our tablets. The whale flies out of the screen, follow it all around you. And so there is this, I think, both in the living room and then in the real world, it's just extending the content out into the space.
Okay, so are you guys trying to work with studios then?
Specifically, so far we haven't. USC has a lot of studio connections, so we show it to all those guys and they think about it. We don't have a direct project yet. But we're kind of at the bleeding edge, and so I think within the next. Well, I think as Intel announced they're going to embed depth cameras, kind of similar to the Kinect, in the tablet. And that's where this will become. That's where the tech will be robust enough and more bulletproof, where you can really disclose out into the world. So I think this year hopefully will be the year that starts to happen in studios. You know, studios can't really take this risk yet. You know, I mean, they're in
Not
a
yet.
very risk-free environment.
It's very early, but I'm thinking about, you know, the emerging content providers, like guys like Machinima or Maker Studios, right, who can take that risk because, you know, their production cycle is completely different.
Yeah, and that's been an interesting. I'm in the interactive media program at USC, and so we're a lot of people that's in that program are strictly video games, and I've been working in this cross section, and it's a really interesting collaboration to see how the production process adapts from these two different worlds, and as it integrates. This is a huge challenge just to coordinate the team. You know,
just imagine, take the example of Defiance, right? Good sci-fi TV show. They launched a massively multiplayer online game at the same time. You have basically an interactive and completely immersive multi-platform, not multi-screen, but multi-platform storytelling capability. Introduce something like augmented reality as you're playing the game and watching the show. It's just connected. It's a connected story. Right?
Yeah, and what's nice with the augmentation is that it extends that story in a more digestible
walk through it.
And so it is a bit of a new relationship to the story. And that's what we're in the World Building Media Lab at USC. We're doing. We took this book and built out the world, and so the leader of the lab is this guy Alex McDowell, who was production designer from Hollywood. He did Minority Report, Man of Steel, and a lot of those things. It's like, okay, let's build Krypton. I want to understand everything about Krypton first.
That's cool.
And so it's all world first, and story emerges from the world, and that allows for a very multi-platform approach. You know.
So is that something that I can go visit in the Dell facility in Santa Clara, or is that the lab? Or?
Well, most of the content is going on at FC in LA. And we do a variety of things with this world, with this content. We do full VR. We just put out printed guidebooks, safari kind of stuff. You know, every way we can go, we just kind of keep extending the story and keep adding complexity to the world.
gyro is sensing this motion and sending a command to the...
Like there's somebody
by tapping really lightly.
Come in the front, you can see the movement in its chest.
It's very light. It's just plus minus 1 degree, so that's about as hard as you can. It'll fall over.
Yeah. When Scott touches it, you can see it speed up.
Yeah, because this is about this is about 40% of the weight is this wheel.
Sure.
So to have it lift itself would take a huge wheel, and then everything else gets bigger and it scales up from there.
Move forward, back.
Yeah, this is what we call magic stick. This also has 3 gyros in it, and that senses 3 different, 3-dimensional, can sense 3 axes, and it connects by the Murata Wi-Fi Bluetooth module. Now it's connected by Bluetooth, and when I put it in the green mode, it goes forward. When I move this forward, and it stops, goes forward,
Andy.
and then it goes backwards. So it will turn, but it's a very wide arm. So
Yeah.
The same, I guess, with the.
She is of course on a unicycle, so she has 2 gyros. One senses this motion, the other this motion. This motion is the same function with the wheel, but then this motion, her tire does that balance. And you may be able to show it on the video. The gentleman that operates that is taking his lunch break now. But
Can't do that?
Beyond your pay
this
grade,
is
a little.
yeah, these are this is $100,000, and this is $80,000. So it's
You're not getting that.
yeah, it's a little bit nervous.
Very clever. Very nice.
Wow. There you go. Thank you.
I like that he's finally got a girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
It's a cousin.
Cousin?
Yeah. These are the young
Well,
schoolboy, and that's
keep
his,
with the family, I
that's
guess.
his 5-year-old cousin. She's a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Really? I'm at the.
We have people coming that where a person stands and you want the robot to emulate what they're doing. So we're at the very beginning stages, and we want to get funding, so we're going to start with
we try to keep it. Any questions?
Not right now. It's pretty clear what's going on.
If you want to continue turning, put it out, bring it back, and then release the bumper over here.
It's actually accurate within 1/100th of an inch. So when somebody's aiming, you'll actually see the quiver of their own hand. So it takes a little bit to get used to because it's so sensitive. But you can customize it yourself. So if the sensitivity is too high for you, you can dial it down.
What are you guys seeing as the commercial application for this?
Well, there is a lot you can do with the tracking mechanism since it's so sensitive. Right now, we're going to be going to Kickstarter probably February, March to try to see if we can get the controller funded, and then from there, if we're successful, a lot more can be done using the system. We've had multiple people from different fields come over interested in the tracking system for various things that I can't really go into because we don't really know what direction we're going to. But yeah, there's a lot of different stuff we would like to do. This is just sort of the first application that we're trying to use it with.
So this is a division of Murata, or?
No, actually, we are Mad Genius controllers. We're here as a sort of a guest of Murata because we're using their sensors.
Okay.
So that's why we're in their booth, because we're demonstrating how well their sensor works.
Okay. Where are you guys located?
We are located in Florida. One second, I know. We can find the website, and you can sign up for an update when Kickstarter goes up and all that good stuff.
Okay.
This is what the controller used to look like. It had these big ugly things, and then we got the Murata sensor, which made them smaller. We're still very much in beta, that's why it's all funky looking outside. But the final version will be wireless, those will be shrunk down.
Okay. Very cool. Near Orlando.
Yep.
what are they?
Well, this is the XI3 distant console.
Okay.
So internally we have a quad-core 3.2 GHz processor, 8 gigs of RAM. My boss is actually working with Cisco.
Is he? Okay. Yeah. What are they doing with Cisco?
A lot of things. Let me go grab him. I'll introduce him to you.
Okay, sure.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. You know, like, it's just, it gives you, we're like,
So they're basically like micro PCs? Oh, I guess so.
Doing well.
So you tell me you guys are doing some stuff with Cisco.
Working with Ido Glazer and Rich Zavala, a few other people. We met them at Interop last year.
Okay.
And so we're in talks. They need power over Ethernet. So we have a product coming out this year. We're hoping Q2 that we can actually provide for those guys, because what they're looking at doing is using it potentially in for the trade shows.
Okay.
So that's where the initial application that they're looking at using it for. So, we're hoping that we can get the product into their hands, and with the power over, the PoE, that's
yeah.
So what do you do for them?
So I'm in the corporate technology group.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking for disruptive technologies or business opportunities across a number of areas, right? So IoT, mobility, security, collaboration, video, media entertainment, data center, the storage, everything, right? So, so we're looking at, how do we influence the right startups? How do we invest in the right startups? How do we build ecosystems to support, all the disruption that's going to happen, right? So we want to be on the leading edge of disruption as opposed to playing catch up.
Gotcha.
So I work with most of the video folks in Cisco, right? Looking at media and entertainment, video surveillance, video collaboration, right? So the whole piece, and looking at end to end, right? So from where content is created, whether it's an entertainment or a collab environment, all the way through to who's delivering innovative and differentiated user experiences, right? So what are the technologies and hardware, software, connectivity that have to put together?
Right.
So we're looking at all of that.
Have you seen our products?
No, I haven't. So I just
why don't you
saw this one.
follow me? Yeah, I know. Are you a gamer?
I'm a gamer.
So you were liking that?
Yeah.
Here's our micro server.
Okay.
The micro server, multiple NICs, 2 1 gig Ethernet, a 10 gig Ethernet there, USB 2.0, 3.0 eSATA, 8 gigs of RAM, DDR3, up to 16 gigs, quad core, looking at octa-core as well, to 1 terabyte internal storage on this one right here.
Okay.
I feel it's about, I don't know, about a pound and a half. 2
Wow. Pretty much empty.
Yeah, so tri-board design. This one right here is our Zero Pro. This is also a fully functioning PC. Everything is x86 based, 64-bit. So it'll run Linux, Windows, Ubuntu.
Okay.
This one supports dual monitor at 2560 by 1600 resolution, 4 gigs of RAM, DDR3, dual-core AMD processors, the G series, and this is okay. 32 gigs of storage, up to a terabyte internal on this.
Okay.
And then our entry level, that one right there has 2 gigs of RAM, dual-core AMD, Athlon 3400E in that one, 32 gigs of storage, up to a half a terabyte in that one.
Yeah. And these are shipping now?
Yes.
Yeah.
you Linux, 32 gigs of storage, and 2 gigs of RAM. This one is $549.
Okay.
That gets you Linux, 32 gig. And then we have a 8 gig of RAM, quad core, 64 gigs of storage with Linux, and that one is $1099, so $1,099.
Cool. And so are these PoE capable, or do you have to use
Right now you have to use like an adapter to do PoE. We're coming out with something, hopefully quarter 2, to give you that solution.
Okay.
It seems like with Rich and Ido, they really needed it, and that's what they were needing and wanting, so we want to provide that, especially for Cisco.
Okay. So so you guys are providing modular compute platform.
Yes.
What else?
So far, that's it.
That's it? Okay. How long have you guys been around?
We were developing the patents for 10 years, and then so for the last 3.5 years we've been selling.
Okay. How big is the company?
I can't disclose that.
Okay. Cool.
But we're booming. I'll tell you that right now.
Where are you headquartered?
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
We are absolutely blowing up right now. Selling in obviously Fortune 500 and world government and so forth. So we're sort of a big deal. We're getting bigger.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So next time you're in the Bay Area, you'll have to pop by.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm over there. But
Can I give you mine? Let's get you scanned.
yeah, get me scanned. And
Any storage.
because you guys can come in.
Oh, I would love to.
Right.
In fact, what we could do is we could set up like a demo.
Okay.
I'll bring in, our C-level executives, and maybe we could just do a demo for you and any key decision makers for Cisco and headquarters. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. So just get in touch with you. I'll just jot down your what's your email?
So it's the first initial, last name, A-N-A, no dot. A-N-A-N-N-R-A. At Cisco.com.
So for a demo at your headquarters.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be coming from Maurice.devera@xi3.com. I'm Maurice. Richard.
Perfect. Good meeting you.
Pleasure.
All right, thanks.
Make sure we're safe together.
Come here.